Hi, my name's Erica. Thank you so much for joining me today as we run through a quick and easy 15-minute flow to work towards integrating your Moro Reflex. So basically, we'll just be doing lots of extension of the spine on our inhale and flexion of our spine on our exhale. So integrating those spinal movements with our breathing. So if you're ready to get started, I'm going to be using a bolster today. You can also grab a pillow, and I will be using one block. So again, if you don't have these, you can do every exercise without them, but if you do have them handy, go ahead and grab that. So we'll be starting today on our backs on the bolster. So plant your feet in front of you and bring the edge of that bolster up to the small of your back, right to your tailbone, and just kind of melt backwards onto the bolster. So feet stay planted about as wide as your mat. And then we start to open the arms. Palms reach up towards the ceiling, shoulders open, the rib cage opens. Option to close your eyes and just start to get in tune with your breathing. As we often spend most of our day hunched forward, just kind of give yourself the gift of opening up as you take a deep inhale through your nose, feel your belly expand, and exhale, open mouth. Another deep inhale as you expand belly, open rib cage, and slow exhale. And we'll breathe again as you inhale in through your nose, expanding belly, opening the rib cage, maybe even lifting your collarbones and pausing just for a moment, holding your breath at the top. Take one more sip of air. And then exhale your slowest, longest exhale of the day, removing any stale air, the bottom of your lungs. And from here, we'll start to move off of the bolster. So lift one arm up over your head, roll over onto the side, and just push that bolster away behind you before coming down onto your back once again. All right. So feet are planted. Once you're comfortably on your back again, left leg goes long, right knee hugs in towards the chest. Take a few circles of your ankle in one direction and then the other. Wiggle your toes a few times and allow that right knee to open up towards the side, getting a nice hip stretch. And then we draw that knee across over to the left, coming into a gentle supine twist. And gaze turns towards the right as that arm opens like a half goalpost. And we'll take one deep inhale here, really breathing into the twist as you inhale through your nose. And release that air. Bring those hips back down onto the mat. Keep your right knee bent as your left foot plants, and we're gonna find figure four. So right ankle crosses on top of the left thigh, and you can stay here if you want, or you can draw the stretch closer, interlacing your fingers behind your hamstring. We'll take a slight curve of the tailbone and just rock back and forth, gentle massage of that lower back. And then we take the stretch a little bit deeper by crossing the right knee over the left like you're sitting in a chair with your legs crossed, feet pointed in opposite directions. Grab those shins and pull them closer to you and continue to just rock back and forth. That spine is in flexion, opening up the hips or stretching out the hips and massaging the low back. Slowly we'll unwind here. Right leg goes long, left knee now into chest. Circling out the ankle, wiggling the toes, drawing that left hip open. And then bringing the left knee over to the right, gentle supine twist. Gaze comes left, arm opens like a half goalpost, and we breathe deeply into the twist as you inhale through your nose. And exhale, release all of that air. And then slowly bring your hips back down to the mat. Keep that left knee bent, plant the right foot coming into figure four. Left ankle over right thigh. pull that right leg in closer, keeping the feet flexed. Start to rock back and forth as the spine's in flexion, tailbone is tucked. And then we take the hip stretch a little deeper as you drop the left knee over the right. Feet once again in opposite directions, pull the shins closer and continue that subtle rocking back and forth, right and left. And then unwind those legs. Keeping the knees bent, hold on to the backs of your hamstrings. And we're gonna rock and roll 3 times. So just massaging out the spine, keeping that C shape as you move back and forth from shoulders up to your tailbone, back to shoulders, up to tailbone, and cross those legs. Push yourself back on the mat. Plant your hands in front of you, and we're gonna come into tabletop. So shoulders are over wrists, hips are over knees, and we'll take some more just flexion and extension of the spine, starting with dropping the belly, bringing the heart forward, gazes up. You might even like to open up the bottom of the feet by tucking the toes under, and then exhale, chin to chest. Really press the mat away as your spine curves, release the feet. Inhale, drop the belly, pull the heart forward. Exhale, chin to chest, round the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, heart comes forward, gazes up. Exhale, curve the spine, tuck the tailbone under, really pressing the mat away here. One more time, inhale, drop the belly, looking up, curl the toes under, and exhale, chin to chest, curving the spine again. Then meet me back here in a neutral spine. And from here, we'll tuck the toes, lift hips, lift knees, come into a deeper hamstring stretch. So you're really pressing into your thumb and forefinger. Allow your head to hang heavy, lifting the tailbone towards the sky. And we just start to walk it out, pedal it out, bending one knee at a time. Taking this really slow. And then next, we'll come up onto the balls of the feet, rounding the spine, feeling the crown of the head reach towards the ground, and then bringing those heels back towards the mat. They may not touch, and that's okay. And then we inhale to lift and curve the spine. Exhale to bring the heels back down. One more time, inhale to lift. Exhale, you bring it back down. Now we're gonna roll the spine forward into plank. So come back up onto the balls of the feet, curving the spine, but rolling yourself forward into plank, walking the feet back if you need to. Straight spine gazes forward, and then slowly lower as you bend the elbows onto your belly. Release the feet, pressing into those hands still. Bring your hips up and back, hips to heels, kind of curling yourself into a ball, forehead to the mat, and drag those hands all the way down the mat until you reach your heels. And we'll find some self-grounding here, just holding onto those heels tight, maybe massaging out the bottom of the feet. Give yourself a few seconds here. And then as you're ready, let's roll from the forehead to the crown of the head and lifting the hips off the heels. We find more of that C shape in the spine. And then I'll continue to move up, dragging my hands with me as I come up onto my knees. Spine is straight. Hands reach behind you like they're about to go into your back pockets. Elbows reach towards each other, chest is open. And inhale to grow tall through the crown of the head. Exhale, you bend back just a few inches, so body's really straight. And then exhale, bring yourself forward. Plant those hands in front of you in tabletop. Curl your toes under, lift knees, lift hips, find your hamstring stretch. Walk it out just for a breath. Give yourself a little break. We're gonna move through that again. So come up onto the balls of the feet, slowly rolling one vertebrae at a time until you're in that plank, moving the feet as you need to. And then bending the elbows, bring yourself down onto your belly. Press through the hands, hips to heels. You know where we're going. Forehead to the mat. Slowly draw your hands along the mat all the way down to your heels. And as you grab onto those heels, roll onto the crown of your head, lifting the hips, really opening up the shoulder blades here, and continue to move all the way up. Hands behind you, elbows together. Inhale to grow tall. Exhale, lean back. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, plant the hands, tabletop, lifting knees and hips one more time. Pedal it out for a breath here. And then we come up onto the balls of our feet, rolling through. Find your plank. And start to bend the elbows in a straight line. Bring yourself down. Press into those hands, hips to heels, forehead to mat. Drag those hands back, holding onto the heels as you inhale to come onto the crown of your head, lifting the hips. Exhale, you move all the way up. Hands come behind you, opening the chest as you inhale to grow tall. Exhale, hinge back. Inhale to grow tall. Exhale, plant the hands again, tabletop. Now we're going to be using our block soon. Wherever the block is, kind of put it towards the top of your mat so it's ready for you. From tabletop, curl your toes under, lift knees, lift hips again, and we're going to jump forward into a wide, deep squat. So you can walk there or you can jump there. So if you want to jump, follow me. I'm going to come up onto the balls of my feet. Deep bend into the knees, I look forward, and then make a jump towards the top of the mat. So feet are about as wide as the mat, and I sit up straight. This is where I'm going to grab my block and just stick it under my tailbone on the lowest setting. So from here, elbows come in, like pressing into the knees. Interlace your fingers and start to press the palms away as you round the spine. So tailbone tucks under, chin to chest. And as you start to straighten the spine up, hands reach up towards the ceiling, palms facing the ceiling. Release the hands as they float down behind you. Interlacing your fingers again, knuckles reach towards the mat as you open your chest and look up towards the ceiling. We'll move through that 2 more times. So hands interlace together in front of you, press the palms away from you, curve the spine. Inhale to reach up, straight spine. Exhale, hands come behind you. Inhale as you interlace your fingers, pressing down, looking up. Exhale, release. One last time. So palms press away from you. On your exhale, you curve deeply. Inhale, stacking one vertebrae on top of the other, reaching your hands up. Exhale, allow them to float down. Inhale as your knuckles reach down towards the mat once again, looking up towards the ceiling. And exhale, release. All right, so walk your feet more in front of you. Hands come towards the mat. As you lift your hips into a forward fold, move that block away and start to roll up one vertebrae at a time. So lower back, middle back, upper back. Shoulders come up and out of the ears. And we'll put it all together as we really integrate into this reflex. We inhale as the arms grow tall, chest comes forward. Exhale, cross your hands like in front of your chest, chin to your chest, little bend in the knees and your tailbone tucks. So inhale, we open, reaching the arms up, hips reach forward, belly button reaches forward. Exhale, hands cross over. We curve the spine, little bend in the knees. So this is more of that integration of the reflexes. You open and inhale. Like this is the actual reflex. This is what we all did when we were first born. We took our first breath. Exhale, chin to chest, tuck in the tailbone. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale to open. And exhale We close, we round the spine. Don't forget that bend in the knees. Last one, inhale to open. Really reaching forward with the front of the body. Exhale, cross the arms, tailbone tucks, chin to chest. And come all the way up with a neutral spine. This time we inhale to reach our hands up and kind of dive forward again, one vertebrae at a time, rounding the upper back, middle back, lower back. Reach for the ground as you bend the knees and come back to seated. We're just going to end with a supported bridge. So grab that block or pillow. Keep the feet planted, knees up, come down onto your back. And when you're ready, lift those hips, snake that block underneath your sacrum. And we'll just take about 30 seconds here. Option to close your eyes, slow your breathing. We just gave a ton of input, ton of sensory input, motor input to the spine as we were breathing, as we were moving back and forth, through extending the spine and opening and flexing the spine, coming into protection. All of that together really helps the body find center. We spend a lot of our time hunched forward in flexion, and when you move back and forth between extension and opening and flexion and protection, that helps your body get reacquainted with what your actual center is. Our center is not supposed to be hunched forward. Our center is supposed to be right in the middle. So continue to breathe slowly and gently and quietly. You can stay here for as long as you'd like. But when you're ready, lift those hips just an inch, remove that block, roll over onto your favorite side, and come up to a seat. All right. Thank you so much for joining me as we went through all of those integration exercises. I hope you feel great. I hope you feel relaxed, calm, balanced, all that good stuff. And I hope I see you again soon as we move through some more exercises. I'll catch you later.